Am I the asshole? For calling my ex a deadbeat in front of his family? I 41F have a daughter, Sam 14F, with my ex-husband Brian 44M. We divorced when she was 4. Brian made a real effort to be a good father for the first couple of years after our divorce. But then pretty much overnight he seemed to lose interest in her. He stopped coming to parent-teacher nights, never came to any of her sports games and stopped asking about them, refused to pay child support, which I eventually stopped asking for. I have a well-paying job, would forget to pick Sam up on days he said he would, stop asking to see her at holidays. On the rare occasions he remembered to pick her up, he would try and smooth everything over by buying her expensive gifts, and it worked for a really long time, but it started to wear off now and Sam is starting to see through it. Sam has maintained a very close relationship with her paternal grandparents. Sam is a very accomplished field hockey player and represented our country internationally recently, and it's likely that she will be on the World Championship team later this year. We returned 2 days ago, and yesterday her grandparents wanted to take her and the rest of the family to lunch to celebrate. Brain showed up 45 minutes late, didn't apologize. His parents were surprised and told him to behave. As Sam was recounting her time and summaries of the matches to her grandparents, Brain interjected and belittled her performance, because she only scored 1 goal. Sam burst into tears and ran to the bathroom. I comforted her and she asked if we could go home. I agreed and told her to wait in the car while I got our stuff. When I returned to the table, Brain was defending himself against his parents and I snapped. I told him he was a deadbeat and recounted all of the things mentioned above and that I wouldn't be surprised if Sam cuts him loose one day. Our daughter is wonderful and does not deserve to be treated like this. His parents seemed shocked as he clearly had given them the impression he's a good father. He threw a tantrum and stormed out. I apologized and left money for half the check with his parents. Since then Brain has sent me several messages, and his parents texted to say they don't appreciate the scene I caused in the restaurant. I don't think I did anything wrong, but my parents agree with them, so maybe I did. Am I the asshole? You shouldn't have made a scene in the restaurant because he shouldn't have created the situation. So much not the asshole. Not the asshole. Brian is the big-time AH here. Take him to court for child support, and then let Sam use that money however she wants to seek out the fullest life possible, example, to help with her dream college, to spend on great travel experiences, etc. She deserves to benefit somehow from her farce of a father, and so do you, for showing up and being a good loving parent to her. Not the asshole. I don't appreciate the kind of man you raised, but here we are, stuck living with the truth. Not the asshole. You defended your child. Full stop. I'd respond to the parents and tell them you don't appreciate him belittling your child over a match he didn't even see, nor do you appreciate the fact he never sees any and is never there. So before they want to continue coming at you for making a scene, maybe they should stop and reflect on why the scene was necessary. Edit for typo. Not the asshole. You didn't say any of this in front of your daughter. It's simple really, deadbeats don't pay child support. He has nobody to blame but himself. I'm sure your former in-laws have the best intentions, but I doubt they're working with all the information. Personally, I'd have zero qualms about sitting them down and politely but firmly providing your side. Not the asshole. Perhaps respond to his parents and express how you don't appreciate the type of man they brought their poor excuse of a son up to be. Keep protecting your daughter. Not the asshole. Your daughter is an international standard hockey player for her age. Any goal at that level is hard won. Does your ex understand that game? Scores are more akin to football, i.e. soccer games, than American football games. So scoring at all is an achievement. And she's reached that standard with next to no help from him, so you're absolutely right to call him out on his BS. Maybe doing it in public will drive the message home. Not the asshole. The truth hurts and his parents are taking their shame out in you. You've raised a great child, so good on you. Not the asshole, he caused the scene. Your ex-in-laws trying to save face here is laughable. I'd back away from all of them unless your daughter wants to see them. Not the asshole. Sometimes the difficult things need to be said. They were just embarrassed for how poorly he reflects on them as parents and for the situation to have been called out in public. If it were your daughter who said it and stood up for herself, how would they feel then? They got off easy for that. Well done, Mama. Not the asshole. Keep defending your daughter. You did absolutely nothing wrong. If they didn't want a scene, maybe they should have not told their son where they were going to be, since he clearly could not behave like he was asked to. Honestly, just remind the parents via text that you apologized before leaving and that you are genuinely sorry you lost your cool. If you can avoid doing anything else, it will be clear as day to them that your ex is the real problem here. As far as Brian's messages go, ignore him. Don't let him live in your head rent-free. He's not worth it. Intentionally not issuing verdict. What happened is honestly understandable. Not the asshole. You protected your child, and do everything right. Not the asshole. Your 2 minutes of truth didn't cause even a tiny bit of the pain he put Sam through over the past 4 years. He deserves to hear it from you, his parents, Sam, and the judge that orders the child support. Not the asshole. You spoke the truth, and only after the deadbeat crushed your awesome daughter's spirit and embarrassed her in the restaurant. Their shame and embarrassment isn't your problem. Not the asshole. Your daughter doesn't deserve him. If you spoke to grandparents, I'm pretty sure they will understand. And I'm so angry at him for belittling his daughter that he never sees. Not the asshole. You defended your daughter. If anyone should apologize, it should be the deadbeat. Not the asshole. Never apologize for defending your daughter. Not the asshole. You are super mom for supporting your daughter. Not the asshole. And who cares if they're mad? Pay no mind to useless fools. Not the asshole. Only one goal? This is a fantastic achievement. Your daughter is clearly very skilled, and I hope she doesn't listen to him. Tell her Reddit thinks she's fantastic. Not the asshole. Deadbeats will always look for sympathy and make you look like a problem. And who knows what he said to excuse his behavior, but bottom line, he blamed you. You don't have to apologize for calling out a deadbeat for what they really are. His parents need to apologize for excusing his pathetic behavior and not calling him out themselves. Not the asshole. Tell his parents how you don't appreciate their parenting skills. After all, they raised him to be pathetic. If anything, they need to pay you money for emotional distress for dealing with his crap. I'd like to shake you a bit if I could. Please stop thinking you did anything wrong by having your child's back. She needs you to continue that. Not the asshole. I bet his parents are mad at him and the scene he caused, and the embarrassment of a son he is. But you were the one who brought it all to light in a public setting, so rather than facing their own failure of a son, they are lashing out at you. Give them a week and see if they apologize or change their tune. If not, maybe time to make some plans which might have the unfortunate side effects of having less time to spend with the in-laws. Not the asshole. If he was my kid, the scene you caused in the restaurant would have been the least of his worries. My only kind of rule I wish people would observe is don't drag your kids into fights or try to make them take sides, especially when they are very young. My mother has played field hockey since she was a child. I've been to more field hockey games than I could possibly count, and I can confidently say, that man has not a single clue what he's talking about. His parents didn't appreciate you causing a scene. Guess you don't need to look far to figure out how he ended up like this, with championship-level enabling like that. Not the asshole. And get that back child support. Help pay for your daughter's next steps on or off the field. I hope she makes the World Championship team. Good luck to you both. Not the asshole. I'd apologize to the ex-in-laws for the location and perhaps volume of what you said. I'm sure it was an awkward scene, though needed. But you don't need to apologize for the content. They should know the truth. I'd tell them you're glad they've chosen to stay in Sam's life and that she has a connection to that side of her. Maybe they don't know why the only one goal comment hurt so much, because he hasn't been to games. And maybe it's best they get the truth from Sam herself.